What's going on, guys? It's Screech here and welcome back to my channel. Today we've got another one of those basic guide videos where I talk about upcoming decks, cool techs you can play in it, show you a couple of the basic combos, and then you go off and learn it better than me and beat me at regionals. Got serious really quick. Anyway, does not matter. Today we're going to be talking about the deck I am most excited for coming up in Legacy of Destruction, Tenpai Dragons. This deck has started to take a lot of tops in the OCG. This deck is probably tier 1 in the OCG. Of course, it's an entirely different format to us. They have Maxi and other shiny things that we do not have. But it is becoming a very meta deck, and it is something to definitely be aware of. Coming up to Legacy of Destruction, that comes out in about a month's time of me recording this video. We're going to talk about the cards. We're going to go card by card. We're going to talk about why you play each card, why you should play 3, why you should play 1, etc. We're going to talk about my list that you see here, and then the side deck is just cool techs and stuff that you can also use. And then we're going to go ahead and show you some of the basic combos. First of all, what is a Tenpai Dragon? What does it do? What is the gimmick? Tenpai Dragon is a 14 to 15 card engine that just OTKs. It is capable of putting up about 38,000 damage uninterrupted, and of course interrupted it's going to do, depending where it gets interrupted, slightly less. The thing can OTK through Prosp, it can OTK through Shifter, it can OTK through your mum, it can OTK through your dad, it can OTK through just about anything it really wants, and that is the whole gimmick of the deck. They all have the quick effect phase, quick effect during the battle phase to synchro summon, and you essentially are going to climb up into your level 7, and your level 7 is going to climb up into your level 10, and your level 10 is going to do something, probably revive some things to make more level 7s. That's pretty much what the whole deck does, but don't worry, don't get too phased. We're going to talk about card by card, we're going to talk about the combos, starting off with Tenpai Dragon by Dora, or as I call it, White Dragon, Orange Dragon and Green Dragon. So we start off with the White Dragon. When it's normal or special, you can take any Sangan spell, which is the In-Archetype spell for the deck, and add it to your hand or set it. It's important that you remember to set it, because if you're going to go for the field spell, which we'll talk about later, setting it allows you to not play into Droll, and the field spell is actually a rotor for the deck. So of course, if you go Badora, add the field spell to your hand and you get Drolled, it makes the field spell irrelevant. Not completely, but you know, you could have played around it, so it's important to remember that you can actually set off this card. Second one we're going to talk about is Orange Dragon here, or Zongdora. This is Orange Dragon. I hope when they translate these to the TCG they don't have long names that confuse me. But basically, this is once per turn. During the battle phase, you can quick effect immediately synchro summon using this card. And you can only use the following effect of it once per turn, which is if you control a Fire Dragon monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So this is an extender that you can use to just extend. It means you can make level 7s during the main phase, and you don't have to rely on the battle phase effects in order to trigger the battle phase effects to synchro. It means that you can just immediately do stuff in the main phase, like make Black Rose Dragon to attempt to blow up the entire field. But this is not the only effect it has. It has the other effect of, at the start of the damage step, which of course means we get into some really tight conjunctions and rulings of like, can you activate these effects during the damage step? And most of the time it's no. So during the damage step, if a monster battles, you can actually special summon any of your level 4 Fire Dragon monsters from your deck, except another copy of itself, meaning this card is also full combo. Full 1-card starter. Both White and Orange Dragon here are full starters, and you must play 3 of each copy, 3 copies of each, sorry, because it's just, it's the full starter, it's your main combo. Next we're going to move on to Green Dragon here, or Fedora. This is your extender stroke starter with a little bit of setup. When it's normal or special summoned, or at the start of the damage step, you can actually target one of your level 4 or lower Fire Dragon monsters in the grave and special summon it. You're going to do this during the combo in order to get some more summons, basically. And of course, once per turn, your Fire Dragon monsters cannot be destroyed by battle, which is also really relevant because it means you can crash into big things and not have to deal with any of the damage and stuff like that, because, you know, stuff's not going to be destroyed. And of course, last but not least, once per turn during the battle phase, you can quick effect immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using this card. For Green Dragon, you can get away with 1. I'm currently on 2. Might go back to 1. Wouldn't recommend any more than 2.
but you can quite easily get away with one. No question asked. Next, we're moving on to some of the Sangen cards, or the In-Archetype Spells. Sangen Kaimen is the quick play spell that you have to play 3 copies of, because this thing is also full combo. We have like 6 cards, and they're all full combo bar the Green Dragon, so you're going to maximize on almost all of them. If this card was activated outside of the battle phase, you can only apply one of the effects. Special summon a Fire Dragon monster from your hand, or add a level 4 Fire Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Quick play means it can play around draw as well. If your opponent draws you, you can chain it. And of course, doing it during the battle phase will actually give you both the effects to add and special. So during the battle phase, you can just activate this and once again full combo. It's that simple, meaning that, you know, you can just make Black Rose in the main phase, attempt to blow up the whole board, battle phase, quick play spell, combo time. And then, of course, you're going to play 1 copy of Terraforming, because the best card in the deck, of course, is a field spell, which is Brimming Sangen Mirror, or Brimming Sangen Mana, sorry, which is Fire Dragon monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects, unfortunately during the main phase only. But it just means your Bedoras are resolving uninterrupted. Ash it all you want, Imperm it all you want, Veiler it all you want, we don't care. And it's all Fire Dragons, so you can't stop Black Rose, you can't stop Trident Dragons, you can't stop the Synchros, you can't stop Ruddy Rose, you can't stop any Fire Dragons from activating their effects. They're just going to resolve. They don't care. But more importantly, during your main phase, you can of course add a Tenpai Dragon monster, like I mentioned earlier, and then discard any card. If you already have a Tenpai Dragon in hand, you can add green, discard it, and then green can summon it back. You know, these are just the start of the basic combos. Then we're going to play 1 copy of Magnahawk, Druis Worm, and a bit of non-engine. We're going to talk about non-engine real quick. The OCG, which is where the deck, of course, is performing right now, don't have access to Kashtira Ephemeræ, and they don't have access to 3 Prosperities, and they don't have access to 3 Dimension Shifters. However, they're all still playing them because, well, they're insane. But we do have access to all of these, and I personally think you should be taking advantage of it. Ephemeræ is a phenomenal card. The deck doesn't make fantastic going first boards. It is a deck that wants to go second, so having access to something like Kashtira Ephemeræ, giving you, you know, essentially another interruption going first or second, is a really, really viable card, and would highly recommend. It's also, you know, semi-board breaker as well. And then Dimension Shifter just shuts the meta down right now. Voiceless Voice can struggle through D-Shifter. Not 100%, but struggle, and Snake Eyes struggle through D-Shifter. Branded also can struggle through D-Shifter. A lot of the meta right now, maybe bar Kashtira, struggles through D-Shifter. So take advantage of them, play them. And then, of course, like I said, the decks like 14 to 15, you have access to the library of non-engine, which is what we're going to talk about right after the extra deck. Starting off with Sangen Super Transcend Dragon, or the level 10 Synchro. If it's a Synchro summon, it changes all monsters on the field to attack position. This includes your own, so just bear that in mind. If you're, you know, sitting on something in defense, it will get switched to attack with it. But it also forces your opponent to attack if able, and your opponent cannot cannot activate effects during the battle phase. This includes floating effects like Sangen, or the Charmers are a good one. Anything that floats, it's not happening. I believe this also stops things like Mirror Jade. If you swing into a Mirror Jade in the battle phase, not happening. Nope. And then, of course, the level 7 also has the effect of, if it's synchro summoned, you can target a Fire Dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do use that effect, you are actually locked into Dragon monsters for the rest of the turn, so you cannot make things like Baron de Fleur in the battle phase, but only if you use the Revive effect. You can still summon this, not use the Revive effect, and climb into Baron during the battle phase anyways. And then both of these have the same effect of, if 3 or more cards have attacked this turn, which is borderline impossible not to do with this deck, because you will be declaring about 40 attacks. They can both special from the grave once per duel, and they both have effects. The level 7 is going to destroy a spell and trap, and the level 10 is going to destroy a monster. And that's the deck. From there, you've got access to any non-engine that you want. We've got the fire dragons you should be playing, like Black Rose, Ruddy Rose, and Trident Dragon. This is a part of a ridiculous combo. Also works really well with the field spell, because when the field spell is destroyed during the battle phase, you can actually target a dragon synchro that doubles its attack, meaning that if you pop it off Trident Dragon, the thing can attack 3 times and is 6k. That's 18k damage off just Trident Dragon alone. Don't worry, we'll be talking about that a little bit more later. Also, the deck is, of course, Dragon, so Heraldic Seals is a phenomenal card. You should probably be playing this no matter what you go for in the extra deck. And they're all fire, so there's no reason to not play the fire OTK. This, of course, helps you still OTK more than easy through things like Dimension Barrier, calling Synchros, or, you know, just general access to stopping your Synchro or Dragon plays. You can still easily OTK through this. Requires a little bit more setup, as you need a fire for heater, but if you don't know that OTK, we will also be talking about that later. And of course, you've got the room, so you can also play Super Poly and Super Poly targets as well. More than a viable option. I believe it is at 2 in Japan, or OCG, sorry. And again, we have access to 3 of it, so take advantage of the things we have, guys. So don't just look at these OCG lists and think, oh, you know, they're only playing, they're not playing Fenrir's, why would I play it? Oh, they're only playing 2D shifters, it can't be that good. We have access to these cards, guys, and we're going to have access to these cards until the next ban list, minimum, for things like D-Shifter, so I would definitely take advantage of the things we have. Without further ado, what are some other cool things you can play? Super Poly, we've already talked about. Any hand trap, doesn't have to be the ones we're playing, you know, Imperm, Ash, Veilers, Talents, Thrusts, and the Bestials. The Bestials are very good, of course, because Magna Hook can also add combos, and you know, Druid Worm's a phenomenal card anyway. But you can play any hand trap, Droll, Nib, Ghost Spell, Mourner, Crow, does not matter. If you're not feeling hand traps, you want to strictly go in second and try and break the board, just simple board breakers, Droplets, Lightning Storms, Regekis, Dark Holes, more copies of Talents, Thrust, Harpies, Feather Dusters, stuff like that. And then you've got Tzolk'in. You can do some really cool stuff going first with Tzolk'in. You can trigger Tzolk'in on both your turn and your opponent's turn, allowing you to essentially get double Tzolk'in things. Crystal Wings, Shooting Rizars, which can then quick effect synchro into things like Baron. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with Tzolk'in. And then, of course, you are a level 7 Dragon Synchro deck that relies on a field spell, so you can also just side or play other field spells, Necro Valley, Zombie World, Dragon Ravine for extending, or because it's me and I had to include it, ABCs, because this thing is also full ABC combo with AFD. Yeah, we might talk about the AFD combos you can do after, because there's some funny stuff you can do with ABCs, and Tenpai Dragons. It allows a full OTK potential lineup in a deck that I love, like ABCs anyway. And then you've got Blaster, who is of course a fire dragon. Alone synergizes very well with the deck, but you can also just banish it off Goldsark and then get the search for any of your Tenpai Dragons. And if you're not feeling the deck as a deck, I mean, it's very small, you can add other engines. We've got, you know, just standard Dragon Link engines like Darkness Metal Dragon, Quick Launch, and the rockets and stuff like that. More than viable to just use these as additional dragons for Dragon Link, although I wouldn't recommend it. And then the last card we're going to talk about here is Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. This card is used in the mirror. This is the best card to use in the mirror, as it stops your opponent activating effects during the battle phase. It just wins the mirror very well, and you should definitely probably be playing a copy of this. There's also one card that we forgot to add, which is it Space? Yeah, Moonlight Dragon. I would highly recommend you also play this card, probably instead of the Dragastapelia or something like that. This card is also phenomenal at dealing with stuff that your opponent controls. Targeting a level 5 or higher monster that's special summoned and just bouncing it. Again, you can do it during the battle phase, and then climb up into a 10, so you can deal with a monster swing and then synchro up into a 10. But enough rambling about the deck. Let's talk about the combos and what the combos do. Alright guys, this is going to be the first combo I show you today. Sorry if you hear my voice, it is slowly going. I have a bit of a chest infection right now. This is going to be a 1.5 card combo with Bidora or White Dragon.
It's going to do about 20,000-30,000 damage. We're going to go ahead and add the damage up as we go along so I can see how much it does. It's about 20 to 30k, 10 to 30k damage roughly if it goes uninterrupted. It's going to start with Bydora, which is going to get you either the field spell or the quick play. Making sure, like I said guys, that you set it and not add it to play around things like Drawn Lockbird. Going to go ahead and activate it now and add any of your Tenpais to hand. We're going to add the orange one and discard any card. In this case, we just have Pot of Prosperities. So we're going to go ahead and activate Zadora here, and that's going to be the main combo. From here, you're just going to go to battle phase. You are going to win off this alone. It doesn't look like a lot, guys, but trust me, you'll see how quickly this wraps up. So this here is going to swing for 1700 damage. This here is going to swing for 1500 damage. And then during the damage step, at the start of the damage step, you're going to get the effect of the orange one here. Just about one from deck, we're going to get green. And that's going to be another 1500 points of damage. And then we're going to swing with this, which is another 1600 points of damage. This is 4800 alone, or 4800, sorry. We're then going to go ahead and activate the effect of Fandora, synchroing with itself and the orange dragon into our nice shiny level 7. Level 7 will activate, locking you into dragons for the turn, but you get a special from grave. We're going to go ahead and get a copy of Fedora from the grave here. And of course, Fedora is going to revive another one, so we're going to get a copy of the orange from the grave alone. Look guys, these can all attack again. So this is going to be another 2600. That puts us to 7400 now. Another 1600 here. That's going to put us to 9,000 damage. We're going to go ahead and swing with Orange Dragon, which will put us up now to 10,500. But we're not done. Do you think we're done? We're not done. We can go ahead and activate either of the level 3 dragons again here, and synchro summon into whatever we're feeling like. Maybe Ruddy Rose, maybe another one of these level 7 guys, maybe a Moonlit Chill or something like that. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. We can go ahead and swing here for another 2400. That puts us to 12,900. We can go ahead and synchro now into our level 10. We can go ahead and go into Trident Dragon. And Trident Dragon can go ahead and pop these two. And from there, we are going to get, of course, the effect of the field spell. Target our Trident Dragon. It's going to double the attack to 6,000. And this thing can attack once, twice, 3 times a lady. That's going to be another 18,000 damage. That's 30,000 damage we've dealt now. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, you've still got the level 7 because we've attacked more than 3 times now. Can summon and potentially pop a spell. Just in case your opponent isn't dead. That's going to be another 2,600. So this is 33,500 damage off this combo alone. And I don't think I played it optimally. I think I did actually miss 1 or 2 effects. But that's 33,000 damage. Meaning, of course, if you are under Prosperity, you've still killed them. Because even under Prosp, it's 18,250. No, it isn't. It is 16,250, sorry. It's more than 8,000. That's the important part. But that is the basic sort of climbing up combo that you can do to just absolutely massacre your opponent for a sheer amount of damage. Next, we're going to show you how you can do the same combo and you can OTK more than 8,000 damage through a Dimension Shifter. This is going to be showing you like the power of the quick play spell and how easy you can play through stuff, and you know, you don't need the monsters to stick on the board just to facilitate sort of the combo. So here, as you can see, we're doing the standard combo, nothing out of the blue. But what we're going to actually do here is just show you like the fact that you can like Black Rose a whole board away. And providing that, of course, you have the quick play spell, you can immediately just go into the battle phase, activate the quick play spell, and get yourselves, you know,
either green dragon, red dragon, or orange dragon here, and still be able to put up like more than enough damage here. As you can see, green's going to get orange. This is going to be 1600 here. This is going to be 1500 here. And then, of course, during the damage step, this is going to go ahead and get the one we're missing at this point, which is white. 1500 there. We're going to go ahead and get 1700 here. We're going to go ahead and be able to synchro again. We can go into either the 7s or the 10s here. We'll go for the 7. 7's going to go ahead and revive. It's just because it's funny, we'll revive the Black Rose. Why not? Because, this thing revives any fire dragons. Just because it's funny. Why not? And then, again, of course, you can now go into, either the level 10 or the level 7. Just showing you, like, the sheer power of the fact that you can, OTK off just the quick play spell, meaning you can use your monsters for other stuff preemptively, like Black Rose, like Moonlit Chill and stuff like that, and still be able to do, way more than enough damage with just the quick play alone. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and show you now how to combo with Zongdora or Orange Dragon, and we're also going to show you how to combo through a nice shiny Dimension Shifter or two. So, this is going to start by going, of course, normal summon, and we're going to go immediately to the battle phase. We're going to activate this during the damage step. This is going to go ahead and get us White Dragon. And White Dragon here is actually going to get us, this time, the quick play spell. We're going to go ahead and add this one to our hand. Of course, doing this, going through Orange Dragon as opposed to White, plays around both Droll and Ash Blossom as they activate in the damage step, and vice versa. I think Droll has to be during the main phase, right? Yeah, Droll has to be during the main phase. So that's going to be 1500 damage there. That's going to be another 1700 damage here, which is going to be 3200. Go ahead and activate the effect. Of course, they're both going to get banished, but we are going to go ahead and still go for the effect here. Then this is going to be 2600 damage here. We can go ahead and activate the quick play spell here and get ourselves anything. We'll go for the level 3 green, and then because we have activated it during the battle phase, we can actually, as you can see, special summon one of those cards. We'll go ahead and special summon it. And then we can go ahead apparently and activate this. And synchro summon. So we can actually swing with this for 1600 and then use the effect to synchro summon into anything here. Normally you would just, play safe, go into Baron and swing again for 3k. More than 8k damage. We even end on a nice shiny negate doing it this way. That's a way how you can combo with Orange Dragon, and of course you can do way more than 8000 damage without the use of the graveyard, whilst under something like Dimension Shifter. Okay, so this is the going first to Zolkin combo. You need Zongdora and Bedora, or White and Orange Dragon, and a discard. But we're also going to show you like the sheer power of Fenrir here. Fenrir just being able to replace. I don't need to explain Fenrir to people, guys, but Fenrir replacing itself is just so strong. It's just a complete additional layer. I really, really enjoy Fenrir in this deck. Anyway, actually onto the main combo. White Dragon here is going to get you your field spell. Direct to the field as always, guys. Play around Draw Lockbird. I will pester it into everyone's heads. And your field spell is, of course, going to get you, this time, Fedora, and discard your blank card. In this case, it's just the Fenrir that we searched. And then, of course, Red Dragon is going to summon. And this, guys, is going to actually make your Ancient Fairy Dragon. So, Ancient Fairy Dragon now can actually pop the field spell that we control. And this is going to let us add any field spell. In this case, we got Dragon's Ravine, but this can actually be anything, guys, which is why this deck is so strong, because you're not actually going to use this field spell. You can use Dragon Ravine to extend and make some really cool boards, but this can literally be like Necro Valley, which is a great floodgate for going first. Zombie World for like Flunderies matchups, just something to consider. Then we're going to go ahead and use the effect of Ancient Fairy Dragon, allowing us to special summon. We're going to get Fedora, and Fedora will actually get us another thing, which will actually be the Zongdora here. This will allow us to go into a Synchro for 7. We're actually going to be able to go into the Tenpai Dragon one, and this will actually revive as a card, so we'll just get another body back as well. Next, this here is actually going to facilitate our Tzolk'in, which is cool. And then, of course, when we get the set, we are actually going to be able to trigger Tzolk'in. Variety of things you can summon here, like I said, Crystal Wing, Black Rose Dragon. You can even summon the Tenpais. We're going to show you some cool stuff with the Black Wing cards that you can make. So you can actually go into Black Winged Dragon here, and then go ahead and use Black Winged Dragon and the Fedora here to go into Heretic Seals. And then you can actually special summon Assault Dragon by just banishing these ones from the grave. Doesn't sound like much, guys, but going into your opponent's turn, as you can see, your opponent's going to draw. They're going to go ahead and get their free special summon for something like Fenrir. And, of course, your Seals is going to trigger Tribute in itself, bouncing the Fenrir. When this triggers, you're going to be able to get another set. You're actually going to go for Bedora here. What this will do is, of course, activate and set one from the deck. We can actually set the Quick Play spell here. And then because we've set during our opponent's turn, it will actually trigger to Tzolk'in again, allowing you to get any of the other cool things. We're going to show you something cool you can do here with Shooting Rizar. And then, of course, when your opponent goes ahead and commits to another summon, we can actually use the Shooting Rizar here, because it is a tuner, to synchro with the level 3 into, you know, any of the cool things like Ruddy Rose or Baron de Fleur. You can, of course, just go for Crystal Wing, but it's just something else you can consider just to, you know, play through. But yeah, that's essentially the combo, guys, with Tzolk'in. It's just a cool going first combo that you can do, and you can do some really cool things. The last one we're going to show you, just for my good friend who's going to be watching this video as well, we're going to show you the ABC stuff. Alright, it's not that good, it's not that important, but again, this is just showing you, like, how good Ancient Fairy Dragon can be if your field spell is actually really relevant that you add off it. You can do some really cool combos using this deck as, of course, an engine, and not as something to, not as a, you know, a main deck. You can use it as an engine as such. And this is just going to be a prime example of, like, you know, the way that you can use it as an engine. Ancient Fairy Dragon, as you know, is a key part of something like ABCs. It's also a win condition in time because of course, the draw. Any deck that uses a field spell to combo off, you can pretty much use this combo to do that as such. Because, of course, AFD popping the field spell also gets you a free summon. So anything that can trigger off the summon like that will just facilitate an entire ABC combo, or an entire combo of any sort of field spell. But yeah, as you can see, we're doing some like cool ABC things at this point. It's just the box standard ABC stuff at this point. B is going to get you the ad for A, and then of course Plat Gadget can summon the A from hand. We can use both of these into like a Link 3, into like a, both of these into like IP Masquerena or something. This was just like quickly made, but this is just an idea of like a way that Tenpai can also facilitate as an engine as opposed to a deck. But yeah, that's just something cool to consider. But without further ado, guys, that's all the combos I'm going to show you today. We've shown you the 35k combo that can also OTK through Prosp. We've shown you combos with white, we've shown you combos with orange, the field spell and the quick play spell, and we've shown you how it can be used as an engine. We've shown you how to OTK with the links. Yeah, we've shown you everything basically. You can just learn the deck on the fly like that. Once you know these basic bread and butter combos, things like the Ruddy Rose and the Trident Dragon and the Barons and making Black Rose in the main phase before you do your combos, all just sort of come at a second-hand nature because you're going to be playing the deck and you'll see how it interacts with other things. But that's been it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hope you've learned some combos off me today. If you have any cool, exciting combos, leave them down in the comments down below. And if you have enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, guys. It's been Screech with your basic guide to Tenpai Dragons. Peace.